this earlier today, but it is 8:31 p.m. Saturday, July 28th, I believe. 29th, July 29th. I can read. And I am here for my flosstube update. And I have a few things to show you. There's a little stacky here. I do have my bin next to me, but it's going to come up in another little thing. And of course I have a stack of stuff here as well, which will also come up in another thing because I'm doing this flosstube video first for an update. I did keep to less projects, so I kept to 7 projects this 2 weeks, and that actually seemed to work out pretty well. Of course I worked on some more than others because I just felt more drawn to them. Sorry, I'm very full. We just finished eating a very late dinner, which is not something I like to do. I have a very big schedule of liking to eat before 8 o'clock, but I literally finished eating a little after 8, and don't get me wrong, it was great, because if you saw anything about so I didn't do any stitching today, but that is because I was baking, and I did post an Instagram picture of it and my dinner, in case you're wondering. So you can actually see this guy here, right here, that is a sourdough starter, which I started doing, goodness, Thursday night, I think is when I started. Yeah, Thursday night. Wednesday night. Yeah, Wednesday night was when I started the sourdough starter. Tuesday night, jeez. Okay. Tuesday night was when I put it together. Wednesday was when I did the first feeding and all that kind of stuff. So, and then I had, the way it worked out with, or the way that I was following it, you take out half of it, so you discard half of your starter at the beginning, and then the next day you do the same thing. So I've kind of just been doing that way, and so today I had enough discard and I was able to make a loaf of bread. Now this is not your traditional like sourdough style bread. Those are more artisan in look, as they look more less formed, I guess is the way I want to say it. They'll look less formed, and you can use like the razors and do the little serrations and all that kind of stuff. They're very intricate, but however I did not have time to do that because I'm just learning sourdough as just a personal thing for myself. But I did not know that it takes like 12 hours to do the fermentation period with the bread, or with the dough. This did not take that, so I did that the majority of the day today after I got home from my 5-hour shift at work, which was a madhouse. If you've ever worked in food service, restaurants on Saturday are just a madhouse, especially from the hour of 8:45 until 11, well, practically 8:45 to, I will say 1:30 area is where they're really a madhouse. A lot of people at earliest will be up probably about 8:30 and start trying to get food about 9 start getting whacked at 10:15. But today we had so the restaurant I work at, we open at 7:30 in the morning. The people who get there to open, myself and like one other person usually, because there's usually only 2 people that open the restaurant. We only get there in an hour and a half. I was trying to do math. I've been awake since 10 after 5 this morning. But you get there an hour and a half early. So you have that long to set up like all your produce that you're going to be doing and all of your stuff that has to be pre-baked in our case, because we are a bakery and a bistro restaurant which does soup, sandwich, salads, and wraps, that kind of thing. Our bakery side, we have to pre-bake for the day. So you pre-bake your croissants, your cookies, your brownies, your muffins, all that stuff. We don't really have cake that happens, or cupcakes or anything like that, but we have a couple extra things that happen on Saturday because it's a lot more expensed. Anyway, so Saturday is a shift to behold, and for those of you that are like Lord of the Rings fans, in the restaurant that I work at, Friday is like your first Saturday, and then you have second Saturday. So it's kind of just yeah, it is something else. So I apologize in advance if I get a little rambly, since I've been up since about 5 a.m. and you're gonna be making your whiny occasions down here because I'm talking and you like to do that. What is it? We just went through the storms. It's okay. Hey, you're okay. It's okay. Mama can talk. It's okay. I'm sorry. Come see me. Come see me. Come here where I can touch you. Sorry. My dog is also in here, so as you heard, that is Rogue. She has made her vocal appearance. I would love to be able to show you what she looks like. However, I'm not going to pick up the laptop to give you guys any motion sickness, but she is a little vocal brat. Whenever someone starts talking, do you need a cookie? Do you need a cookie to kind of settle down? Do you want your cookie? Let me get your cookie. I'll be right back. Okay, sorry about that. Hopefully that will occupy her for about 10 minutes. And if you hear any other noises, it is late in the evening and other family members are trying to settle. I can't figure out what to do with my mass amount of hair right now. And yes, I put it up when I work in the restaurant, so it is out of the way. Wow, everybody in the weather, okay. So, anywho, on task, 7 projects is what I've worked on for this 2 weeks. I really need to get better at doing like before picture things, because I'm going to go ahead and show you my big giant baby, which is the supersized Max Color Once Upon a Fairytale. I'm going to take this part off because it's important. And actually, I would love to get this into one of my hoops. And I may have to do that because I like those better. So, over this 2 weeks, I actually completed my 3rd page and got into my 4th page. So, there is 1, 2, and 3. And here is the start of page 4 for me. I really like this piece. I had originally I was just doing about 320 stitches a day, and that was going to get me to where I had my goal, but somewhere at the end of this month I started enjoying doing more 400 stitches whenever I would stitch on it. So I like how that kind of is a more rounded number to me, and I can still stitch it and get through it, not necessarily like push through kind of thing, but get it done, do my like daily stitching on it, and then move on to another thing, kind of get it done and go that way. But it's not like get it done because you have to get it done thing. So, and I didn't stitch on it every day. So for this 2 weeks, I actually did 3,330 stitches, which was about 200 or so stitches less than what I did the last 2 weeks. And I ended at 3.37%. So not even 4% yet, and I have 3-page finishes, and it's a supersize max color, and I'm really excited about it. I'm really thrilled with the progress that I've made on it, to be honest. I need to tell you, so I had restarted this at the end of last year, I believe, and then really got into it at the end of May was when I had already finished a page. I think I finished page 1 in January, but at the end of, yeah, I think I finished page 1 in January, and didn't pick it up for the longest time, and then I got back into it at the end of May. Maybe I did finish then, I don't know. So, total stitches, I am at 24,045 stitches out of 713,286. So that's really not, like, I don't feel like that's horrible. I would love to be a little further along, but I feel like my pace that I'm working on it, for me, is pretty decent. And the fact that I have gotten so much progress on it recently that I don't feel overwhelmed to whenever I pull it out anymore. At the beginning it was just kind of like there's so much going on, but now that I've gotten through that first initial page, which I feel like that was where a lot of the stress was because there was so much going on there, and then got into the second one and went into my third one, it just really started to flow better for me. And so yes, as you can tell, I like to park very heavily. It's just the way that it makes sense to my brain. I would not say, I can't look at it and go, I advise everybody to stitch this way at all. It just makes sense for me. So for a lot of my full coverages, you will see this mess. It's just the way that makes sense. So we are really moving into that fourth page, and I don't know if you guys noticed, this is the bottom of the first shelf. Yeah, it's the bottom of the first shelf right there, so that's very exciting. I'm sorry if you hear crinkling sounds. My dog has a 2-foot-long crinkly pig toy, and she keeps pushing her nose into it. So yeah, we are just moving right along with that first shelf all the way across is the plan with this one. So we've had a lot of fun with this one recently. I really have enjoyed this a lot. This is 1/1 half stitch or tent stitch on 32 count even weave. I believe this is a Lugana is what I have it on. I really like stitching on that count in this way. I don't know why. I was having a lot of troubles with my eyes at the beginning, beginning of this year, and end of last year, the beginning of this year, and then I got my new these glasses, and so I can kind of see stuff a little bit better now. I still have a magnifying glass to use whenever I think I need it, and I get especially exhausted. it very often, so that means something's working, right? But this is one of my favorite things that I've worked on so far, and it has progressed a lot. So it literally took me an entire month to finish this page. I hope that I can keep a page finished a month. It would be really great, because that would be like, I would be so much further along if I can finish a page each month. If not, I would love to be like a page plus some, but I'm not holding that. I don't like this hoop. Next up is the Frosted Pumpkin Castle Homecoming. I have worked on it 1, 2, 3. So I've worked on it 3 times. Yeah, worked on it 3 times in this 2-week period. I was finishing up part 2. Actually, I want to take it out of this hoop. Take it out of this big hoop so you guys can see it a little bit better. So I finished. I'm not a big fan of this size in this squoval hoop. I like the other sizes, but this big one doesn't hold its tension very well for me. Of course, I probably just haven't figured it out as well, but it was one I had available, so I used it. So I managed to finish part 2 before part 3 came out. Part 2 was the bridge and the wizard or warlock, or what do you want to call him? I think it's wizard. They're calling him Merlin, I think. And this part of this flag, and then there's like a little bit of magic up in there somewhere. And part 3 is down here in this corner. There's the little knight. So that's as far as I've gotten with part 3. Part 3 has the knight, and there will be a little bit of like mushrooms, and then there's the dragon. So that's where we are so far. So far I've been able to keep up, but recently with part 3 I just have been so tired and haven't been gravitated toward this one. But I did get his head done, so he's not decapitated. But I will be pulling him out some more in the coming days. So there is that. Next up is Cupcake. I need to take it out of the hoop. Yet again, I was not very prepared for this part, so. Cupcake only got 1 day, and I only stitched 399 stitches on it. It is kind of, to me, Cupcake is a little bit messy. This is I call it Cupcake. It's called Cupcake Dreams. It's by Tilton Crafts. It used to be a freebie, and of course I omitted the entire background because I was not stitching a white background. That was just not going to happen. So I'm just stitching the feature piece, and I've kind of been, since I've kind of gotten towards the top up here, I've been kind of trying to focus and bring down, but I'm still not like, I still haven't found the way that this piece flows for me. And I think it's just because I'm just not sure how I want to tackle it. But I'm hoping to have it finished this year. So I have to figure that out at some point. How I want to tackle it, that is. Okay, next up is what I am calling either Mickey, like little Mickey Love, or Minnie Love, because it's actually Minnie Mouse. And it's a little one that I started at the end of January, And it's just a little piece that was only $6,587. I'm actually at 46.42% done because I've already completed about half of it. It got worked on 3 days in this 2 weeks. And it is little like plaid letters with the Minnie Mouse head as the O. I am so sorry she's being especially noisy tonight. Oh, you guys are gonna get some pig toy action, I see. Roki, what are you doing? What are you doing? I am so sorry. She's normally quiet at this hour, but she's going to be noisy today. Anywho, this is where I am left off. I was hoping I would hit the actual 50% mark, so that way when it gets coming back out, since this is going away, I was hoping that once it gets to come back out that I would be able to just pick it up and have half of it left to do and finish it, but I'm technically close enough and I'm not really feeling the call to pick it up right now, so it is going to go away. Next is Mini Festive Feline by Heaven and Earth Designs. This is a design by Lisa Parker. I didn't show you what Super Size Once Upon a Fairytale looks like, but we've all kind of seen it. This is the Festive Feline, if you can see it. Here it is, Festive Feline. So I just kind of picked this one. Whoa. Hit the wrong button. I picked this one for like the Christmas in July or Jolly July thing, as it was one that I hadn't really worked on very much. Well, it is now at 6.85%, and I have completed 4,129 stitches out of 60,300 stitches. I'm not sure how many I have completed on it this entire month. However, I had on my papers where I have some goals that are like, I don't really want to get into it, but it was a little printout sheet that had some goals on it, and I had picked to do 3,840 stitches on this one. Pardon me. I feel like I'm getting the hiccups. She's being extra noisy. I have literally 411 stitches left before I complete that, and I'm actually hoping to complete that this weekend, so that way I can feel good about completing a goal before this project also goes away. I am sorry, she's extra like getting after her little piggy toys today. So Festive Feline has moved quite a bit. I'm really loving the candles that have come out. Right here is a candle and up here is one, and I've been enjoying, there's like a bauble on the tree here. I've loved that you instantly get into the tree. There's the ribbon from garland at the top. You already get garland, and like there's the bells in one of the little ribbons, and this is the curtains for the window. I'm like super pleased with it that it's not losing details very much for a miniature. I do feel like if it is losing any details, it's losing it in the curtains, because there is supposed to be, I believe they were like, it's either snowflakes or stars on the curtains, and you really can't tell that it is that. But I mean, if that's the only detail that's lost, then it's really not that bad, in my opinion. So probably also be going away, but I will be finishing that goal on that project before it goes away, so I have this weekend to do that. I hope I didn't just whack my microphone and you hear a little thud. So, sorry if you did. Next up is my Mickey Mouse and Minnie Mouse. I also worked on this for 3 days. The little Mickey Mouse, or the little Minnie Mouse love one is on 25 count and is 2/1/10 stitch. Festive Feline is on 32 count 1/1/10 stitch, and Cupcake Dreams was 1/1 full cross on 28 count, and of course Frosted Pumpkin is 32 count 2/2 full cross. Now this is Mickey and Minnie Mouse, and she is, I'm going to show you my mock-up. So it is supposed to look like this. Well, it's supposed to look like this, but mine is oriented a little different because I had lost some length off my fabric somehow. So it is in a different orientation. It is sitting at 58.97%, and I have stitched 51,743 stitches out of 87,750. It is also 2/1/10 stitch. So here is Mickey and Minnie. So last month I finished this page of Mickey, and this was the next page that I was hoping to have done this month, but I just wasn't feeling the pull very much to this project to finish it this month. But I did finish all the black on that page, and I got about halfway through the page, so you can kind of see that this part I still have a little bit up here left to do in his ear. So this is Mickey's ear, and this is Minnie Mouse's bow on her head. And of course there's a lot of his face that is not stitched yet, so it looks like his face is stitched all the way through, but it's not, because there is some white, there's white that has to happen through about here, and it's just not all the way there. But he is, for the better part of everything, he's almost done. So after this page, I just have one more little small page over here, and then I'll have I think it goes to about here. I think. I could be wrong. It might be a little smaller. But I have enough on this side. It's way more over here than it will be over here, but it'll be enough to frame by myself, so I won't feel bad about that. So instead of it being one long piece like I had wanted, like it was supposed to be, with the 3-inch margins like it was supposed to, I was only going to end with an inch, or it was either 1/2 inch to 1.5 inches of margin at the bottom, and I didn't know how that happened when I did the fabric calculator, and this was the size that it calculated, so I don't know, but at least I had enough to go to the side to give me better margins. And I'm slowly working in these threads at the bottom of this one, so I'm halfway through weaving those in to get them in. But other than that, so these two are completely stitched, and this one is almost halfway stitched in that cube. So that is what 58.97% or 59% technically looks like. Mickey Mouse. I'm just gonna leave that there for a little minute. You can see, yeah, right there. YouTube will catch this as my page, my little picture. That would be awesome, wouldn't it? It'd be such a nice little picture to see. I can't wait to have this one done, but it's just not, it's really not calling to me right now. So unfortunately, when I make my other little video after this one, you guys will kind of know why he did not make a cut. How we're doing that and why some of these are going away. So let's see. Oh, and this is the last one that I worked on. Okay, cool. A little over 30 minutes. Not bad. Alright. So the last one I want to show you is the one that I am probably the most sad that it is going away next month. And it is She Sleeps, which is a Heaven and Earth Designs chart. Whoa. Heaven and Earth Designs chart as well, but I found it in the Merejka kit, and it is only 40 colors versus the 90 in the Heaven and Earth Designs. This is a piece of artwork by Stephanie Pulmuno, I think is who it is. If I'm not mistaken, I could be, because she's not listed on here. I am actually grateful that it is still called the same name of the artwork, because I found 2 other Heaven and Earth Designs in kits that I'm looking at, and one of them is named something different than what it is on the Heaven and Earth Designs website. And the 2 kits that I'm looking at, they're both from Let a Stitch, and I'm thinking of getting one. Well, actually, I'm thinking of getting them both, but I'm going to get them one at a time. And because I am very curious, like, I would not have originally wanted these 2 as a HAED, same as like this one. I was not originally wanting this one as a HAED, but when I saw it here, I was like, yeah, we're doing that. And it's been really, really interesting, and I honestly think that if you were wanting to stitch this as a HAED, but not wanting all the things, like there is some confetti, there is definitely confetti in this, but I feel like it's simpler in a way than a HAED, because you have less colors, even though you do have blends, but you have less colors to worry about as far as anything. And I feel like the colors, like, I'm not worried about the details. Like, this is a mock-up in this picture. This picture is a mock-up. It's not horrible. There's a little backstitch. There's a little bit of fabric show through, so it's not full. It's not completely full coverage. It is on a 16 count light blue Ada. This is what I have. So this is the full, like, this is the furthest edge to the left, I believe, or to the right. I don't remember. My left. It's to the left. And I'm not all the way like down or up yet, but this is the middle. Obviously, I did a center start and I worked my way to this way to find my margin. Now I've just been kind of like picking a color in her face and doing that one a little bit, and then I'll move over and do some over here in the floral and berries. It's been really, really fun, to be honest. I have really, really enjoyed seeing a lot of it come out. I thoroughly am enjoying the fact that I discovered her eye here, and I've been getting that, and of course I love this like pink blush tone in her cheek. This part here is actually getting into her nose, so I was like, there have been a lot of just very interesting pieces coming in, and of course the other day I was working here in her eye where the like crease is, or yeah, like it's kind of like the outer crease of her eye with her eyeshadow. It's been very intriguing in certain spots. I honestly, I worked on this one for three days. I really wanted to pick it up again, and I'm really gonna be sad that it's going away next month, because I have been enjoying this one a lot more than I thought. It was on my scroll frame, but I did take it down from here because it's not gonna be staying with me for this coming month. So, and I know it's only the 29th. I have 2 more days, but I'm trying to move into my next month's stuff, so I may have a little extra time to work on a couple things, but not too much. Now, that was all the things I worked on. I did do some digging, and I did not work on these things, but I figured I'd just show them really quick because they're going to go into my bins to get rotated in. So this one is a little Janlin kit, and I started it a long time ago, and I can't remember if I started in the middle. And this one, I don't remember how this one worked. Oh, I guess I did. I got brave. I started a kit not in the middle. That was brave of me. Oh, this is the bottom. Okay. I started this kit in the bottom left-hand corner. This is amazing that I did that. I will not understand. I guess I just didn't want to start because the middle would be words, and so I started with the outer edge. I had never done that. This is a kit that is called Families Are Like Quilts, and the saying says families are like quilts stitched together one piece at a time. Hey, there's a pair of scissors in there. I didn't know in there. So I started down here in this bit, and I am somewhere over there where I left off at it at one point. So I discovered this. It's amazing what you find when you were like, yeah, I totally did get to the basket. Look at that. It's amazing the things that you find that you were enjoying to stitch once upon a time. Not that I'm saying I probably won't enjoy this anymore, because I honestly don't know, but it's going in the mix of stuff. I just crack up at things when I find old things. So this one, I got told I needed to show it, so Angie, I'm showing this for you. This is actually my very first Dimensions kit that I ever bought. It's called Cottages by the Sea. It is on a printed white cotton fabric. I don't even know, it doesn't tell you, like, it doesn't have like a number, and you kind of have to guess where you are going to lay your stitches with it, because they just give you the picture, and where you stitch there are just X's. So you don't really have, you definitely have to follow the pattern fairly close. It's not like the other printed ones that have symbols. So there is, if I can show you, yeah, see, like that right there, it literally looks like that. And so when I had worked on it, it was very interesting, and stitches are all kinds of wonky because you definitely have to guess how it goes. And of course it's like, I feel like it's like it's either 2 or 3 stitches, 2 or 3 strands in, and which is really frustrating if you ask me. But I managed to finish this top bit, at least up here with the trees is done, sans like whatever back stitching that they're gonna have me do. And then I've got some to the rooftop coming down into the cottage here. And of course I think this is the rooftop of one of the other cottages. It's very just, I've even gotten some down here and some down here. I think I was trying to just find color swatches and work them in as I went. So it's kind of all over the place for me. And it is going to go into the rotation of stuff. So it'll get its time, and hopefully it will get done. I'm not making any promises right now because I really don't know if things like this will actually pique my interest to work on them or not. Okay, so that is actually all the floss tube stuff right now for this update. Ooh, what is that we did great. I did want to mention that I got a shout out and I didn't even realize I did. I usually check my YouTube account pretty relatively decent, and somehow I just missed that I had gotten mentioned in another person's floss tube. I had gotten mentioned in Yorkshire Crafters. I think this is right. Let me check. Let me make sure I'm getting it right. I think that's her name. Wrong place. Where am I going? Cancel. Good grief. Yeah, Yorkshire Crafter. So her name is, I believe I heard her name say she was Julia. Julie. I did have it right the first time. Yorkshire Crafter Julie. She mentioned me earlier this month and I missed it. I felt so upset when I saw that because I was like, man, I had known. I would have said something earlier in the month, but I didn't know. And I'm so sorry. Shoot, I watched her video. I really liked her video of the stuff that she's been working on. It's really been neat to see some of her stuff and how she was showing everybody stuff that's in my Etsy store, which I need to get to work on so that I can pop in some new stuff for you guys. But yeah, that's all I have for this update. I've done a good chunk of stuff. As you saw, there was some good progress on some good stuff, and I feel like that actually shows a little bit too. Like, I have less things to try to choose from, and that way you guys kind of see more progress, and I see more progress on some stuff. So that's really cool. I really enjoyed that. And so I will be seeing you guys in another 2 weeks to show you guys more stuff. I will remind myself I need to take a picture of my supersized now, because if I don't, I'll forget, and then you won't kind of have a this is what it looked like before thing, even though I still haven't figured out how to do that on. I can show you a picture. Works the same way for me. So I can show you that much on there, and so yeah, I'm going to see you guys in another 2 weeks so I can show you all the progress on things, and but I am going to have a little excerpt video that's going to come up right after this one as well, so don't worry, you'll see me real soon. Anyway, thanks guys for stopping in and seeing my quick little chat and getting interrupted by my pooch and hearing her toys and crinkles and pig squonks, because she totally did that, and I am not sure if it got picked up on my microphone or not. She's a mess. I will see y'all in 2 weeks. So happy stitching, and I love you guys, okay? Bye.